to another Sunday lesson. Today we're going to be discussing about Luke chapter 4, verse 16 to 30. We're going to be talking about the choices that we make in life. Everyone had made some type of choice in life. It could be a choice about where you want to go, what you want to eat, but everyone had made some type of choices. It might be a life or death choices or any choices. So this scripture today, we're going to be talking about how people from Jesus' hometown were faced with choice they had to make. Because the scripture reading is basically about Jesus visiting his hometown after living for a while. He came back after being in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. He came back to his hometown to visit. And as a kid, Jesus always been in the synagogue, like the church. He always like going there and watch everybody pray and preach towards him. So he decided to go back to his hometown. So when he went back to his hometown, he went back to the synagogue on the Sabbath day. When he got there, the synagogue assistant gave him a road that was given to him from prophet Isaiah. Sorry. And I'm going to read what the road says from prophet Isaiah. When Jesus unrolled and he found in the place where it was written, it says, verse 18 says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me. He has sent me to preach good news to the poor, to proclaim and release the prisoner, and to restore the sight of the blind, to liberate the oppression, and to proclaim the years of the Lord's favor." And Jesus, after he read that, he rolled it back up and gave it back to the assistant, the synagogue assistant. And after he did that, everyone in the synagogue was amazed of what Jesus read. Their eyes and everything was on him. They was amazed. They were all happy. And after he did that, Jesus began to explain to them, "Today, this scriptures has been fulfilled just as you hear it." And then 22 says, now this is, chapter 22 is basically coming from people from his hometown. This is what it says. "Everyone was amazed about Jesus, so impressed they were by the gorge of the word flowing from his lip. They said, 'This is Joseph. This is Joseph's son, isn't it?' Then Jesus said to them, Undoubtedly, you will quote this saying to me, 'Doctor, heal yourself. Do here in your hometown what you have heard. You did it in Cameron.'" So basically, after they said that, isn't that Joseph, Jesus' son? And then they became to ask Jesus, "Oh, can you do this, what you did when you went to Carmel? Can you do the same thing you did? Can you do this and do that?" They started requesting towards Jesus to perform miracle and do all that. And then Jesus went ahead and said this. He said, "I assure you that no prophet is welcome in the prophet's hometown. And I can assure you that there were many widows in Israel during Elijah's time, when it didn't rain for 3.5 years, and there was a great flood surged in the land. Yet Elijah was sent to none of them, but only to the widow in the city of Zarephath in the region of Summon. There were also many people with skin diseases in Israel during the time of prophet Elijah, but none of them were cleansed. Instead, Naaman of Syrian was clean. When they heard this, everyone in the synagogue was filled with anger. They rose up and ran him out of town. They led him to the cliff of the hill on which their town had been built, so that they could throw him off the cliff. But Jesus passed through the crowd and went on his way. So, speaking of choices, Jesus went to his hometown, basically letting people know that he is the Messiah. And his hometown has the opportunity, has had a decision to make to either accept Jesus as the Messiah or not. And they end up not choosing him. They end up making their own choice. They end up being angry because Jesus couldn't do what he asked them to do. And the funny thing is, Jesus been around them for years, 30 years, because he lived with them for years, and they still couldn't figure it out. They still didn't know that he was the Messiah. And then after he proved himself in front of them, letting them know that he was the Messiah, they still decided to not believe. They still choose, make their own decision. They still choose to not believe that he was the Messiah. And they decided to run him off and throw him off the cliff. In life, like I said, there are choices that people made. Some people make choices. You might know somebody for years, and when it comes to a situation or a problem, somebody that you know for years, instead of them speaking the truth and making a decision, say, oh yeah, I know him. Whatever he's saying is not right. He's not that type of person, but some people will look you in the face and act like they don't even know you and make the wrong decision and choose not to know you or choose not to follow you. And that's exactly what Jesus' hometown people did. He revealed to them that he was the Messiah. He read the prophet Isaiah scripture. He read it. And that was Jesus' own message to Isaiah. And he read it and let them know that, hey, this is me, Jesus, I'm the Messiah. They had that choice to believe him, but they didn't. I hope you guys learn a message from this, that in life, there are so many choices that you can make. Make sure you speak the truth and stick with the truth. Because anything that involves the gospel, talking about Jesus and all that, a lot of people tend to like don't want to believe it and stuff like that, but just continue to pray and continue to preach the gospel and all that. As long you continue to do that, Jesus believes you. Nobody else have to believe you. I hope you guys learn from this and think twice of the choices that you make in life.